Taxpayers have been stunned by the Nassau County's reassessment. 65% of the residents have seen their taxes go up last fall as a result of the county executive's reassessment. In addition, Receiver of Taxes Driscoll and I months ago pointed out there were errors that were discovered, and the county executive and her spokesperson came out and said there were no errors. Well, what falsity that turned out to be. Just this week, the legislators here discovered a $5.6 million error affecting veterans. But what Receiver of Taxes Driscoll has uncovered is even more alarming. She has discovered that here in Nassau County, that thanks to the county executive Curran's reassessment, over 370,000 residents countywide are paying more in taxes than they should, for an amount of $13.7 million. That is on top of what the county legislators discovered this week. For a much sought out reassessment that we've said it was going to be no problems, no errors, this is now generating millions of dollars in errors for what is now nothing can be described as the current tax here in Nassau County, with zero accountability.
The errors in the assessment department, and that is where it originates. This error was a result of the county assessors using a previous and incorrect level of assessment in calculating the exemptions. The level of assessment in question had been changed under the county executive reassessment program that began in 2018. And frankly, our office is disgusted because part of what we do is we receive data and turn out bills. And now what I feel like part of our office does is send out corrected bills when we receive corrected information from the county. At this point, I do call on, the county executive to take some responsibility here. These people work under you. You appointed the county assessor. They are all working under her leadership. And it would be nice for the county executive to acknowledge that. Having said that, I think that, this comes on the heels of most residents receiving stark increases in their property taxes. We are dealing with that in our office. We get phone calls and emails every day. We do tax seminars. We are constantly counseling residents on how to deal with that and possibly, lower their tax burden. One thing I will say also is that our office has received many calls where the assessment department is blaming the receiver of taxes in the 3 townships for these mistakes. And, I will unequivocally tell you today that these mistakes are made in the Department of Assessment, and they're not made by the receiver of taxes. We merely receive the data in order to generate those bills.
Where is the accountability? It's bad enough that we're here again talking about taking money out of Nassau residents' pockets to make up for the errors of this administration. But what's just as bad is the complete lack of accountability by the county executive and her assessor. They had the audacity to blame these errors on Monday at our hearing on a computer. They blamed it on a computer. That's like writing down wrong numbers and blaming the pencil.
You've heard the term current tax. People ask me, what's the current tax? This is the current tax. The current tax is real, and the current tax right now is up to $23 million that residents in Nassau County are going to have to pay as a result of the county guarantee and as a result of the mistakes that the Department of Assessment continues to make. And we have no idea whether or not this is the end. And it has to stop. After a reassessment process that was supposed to be fair, accurate, and transparent, 250,000, nearly 2/3 of all homeowners in Nassau County had to challenge their taxes. Many of them won their grievances. And yet after that entire process, we are still seeing mistake after mistake after mistake.
This is astonishing numbers that were revealed by the receiver of taxes. And in 2021, you know what? People are tired of snarky Twitter responses, trying to deflect. How about some real leadership and accountability? This is the county executive's reassessment. It's now costing hundreds of thousands of residents more money. Her hand-picked assessor. It's time for accountability. Years ago, when there was a prior administration and there was a $1 million, I think $1.3 million error, we pointed out through discovery in my office, guess what? someone was held accountable. They were fired. It's time for the county executive to do her job, take responsibility, because residents cannot afford any more errors and the millions of dollars in extra taxes they're paying under the current tax.